on your red shoes.
This is Bobby Blackhat. Welcome to the Red Shoes Podcast.
Put on your red shoes. Put on your red shoes. Put on your red shoes. Put on your red shoes tonight.
Hey, everybody. This is George Marsh, AKA Red Shoes. Welcome to another fine episode of the Red Shoes podcast. This episode is sponsored by 757livemusic.com.
This podcast is sponsored by the popular local live music calendar at 757livemusic.com. When you want to know when and where your favorite bands and musicians are performing, our online calendar covers Gloucester, Yorktown, Williamsburg, Toronto, Charles City, New Kent, featuring information on live music events to over 55 venues. Visit 757livemusic.com. On behalf of all local musicians, bands, and venues, we thank you.
We are also sponsored by Nickelnoff's Pub, located in Newtown, with open mic on Thursdays evenings from 7 to 10, hosted by local singer-songwriter Aaron Bemis, and live music every Friday night. We would also like to welcome our newest sponsor, eCamm Network. eCamm Network transforms an ordinary Mac into a professional live production studio and the power to broadcast stunning multi-camera live streams with unmatched simplicity and reliability. eCamm empowers storytellers to create television quality content without complexity and traditional broadcast systems over all major streaming social media platforms. eCamm will be powering our new project, the Red Shoes Studio Live original singer-songwriter series. More to come on that later. So thank you, eCamm. Let's get to today's interview. I have in the studio tonight Mr. Doug Burton. Hello, sir.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Great to be here.
So, how far did you travel to get here? Where
Not
are you?
far.
Not
I'm
far.
in Toano.
Okay, that's right around the corner.
Yeah, it took about 10 minutes.
Welcome to the Red Shoes Podcast Studio.
Thank you.
You're not a stranger
No?
to the studio, as you have been helping me test drive for the new series that we're working on.
She drove good.
Few more
When I was here,
modifications.
yeah,
and
I think I was the first one to get behind the wheel and sort of
you were.
had a few. I think you had a few adjustments to get under the hood and
Yep.
turn the few wrenches to get it going, but
Yeah. It's getting there.
yeah.
So you provided me with quite a few talking points. So let's see how much we can get knocked out. So
All right.
what do you got? Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No, I'm preparing for the onslaught.
So, love of music early on as a child. How early on?
Well, I bugged my parents to buy me a record for the first well, that I recall at 6.
Okay.
An LP, anyway. And they had bought me like little 45s, little kids music.
Any specific LP?
Oh,
or?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Kiss Destroyer.
Okay.
And they didn't want to buy it for me,
Right.
based on the cover. Because it's these 4 guys in makeup,
Right.
with a city in smoldering ruins in flames behind them. They didn't want any part of that, but that's the one I wanted. And
Do you remember what music store it was bought from?
I do. That's how I have a crazy memory. It's like
Okay.
I can remember that, but like, I'll forget where I put my keys. Yeah.
We're from the same.
Yeah. It was it wasn't a record store. It was a department store that sold records. It was
Okay.
at Best. You remember
Okay.
Best?
Best Buy or Best?
No, Best
Oh, I don't remember that.
in Hampton.
Okay.
It was a department store, and it was on Coliseum Drive. It was right near the Hampton Coliseum.
Okay. So how did your parents like the album?
They didn't listen to it too often, but it's the one with, ironically, it's the one with Beth,
Okay.
the soft little
Mhm.
ballad.
Yeah.
And so I think, I could have like
Tricked
really
them into-
impressed them just by playing that one first and said,
Right.
listen to this nice little, hear the strings and everything.
Right.
That's what the rest of it sounds like. There's no heavy rock or anything like that.
So, do you remember what year that was?
1976.
Okay.
I was 6 years old.
Okay. And it says here in the next bullet point is learning first instrument was a bass in
Mhm.
1984.
Yeah, I was 14. I got a bass for my 14th birthday. That's
Okay.
That's what I wanted. My friend Dave Smith, and I, we wanted to form a band. We didn't have instruments, but we had in mind that I was going to be the bass player. He was going to be the guitar player.
Okay.
We didn't have, 14 years old. We didn't have any money or anything
Right.
like that. So we were each pestering our parents for, instruments.
Gotcha.
He did get an acoustic guitar first, and was fiddling around with it, and then he got his electric guitar first.
Okay.
There was a store, Amory Music.
Amory Music. My
Yeah.
buddy Joe Amory and his family.
When they were on Jamestown Road, the little shack
Mhm.
place,
Yeah.
close, like I lived at Conway Garden Apartments.
Okay.
And so it was right
around the corner.
Yeah. And so it was right there.
Right.
And Dave and I would go, and I would play the bass I wanted, and then he would play the guitar he wanted.
Right.
And we did end up buying those exact instruments.
Okay. Cool.
Well, our parents ended up buying.
So it looks like you joined your first band, the Cooties.
Yeah.
1985 to 1987.
Yeah, well, Dave and I formed the Cooties after having a couple of other bands that didn't work out. We wanted to have a punk rock band.
Okay.
We had discovered punk as 14, 15-year-olds, Dead Kennedys,
Right.
Black Flag, stuff like that. And we wanted to play that.
Right.
Sex Pistols, The Clash. And the drummers that we had been working with just couldn't keep up.
Oh, okay.
And so Chris Layton, who I'm still working with now,
Okay.
1985 joined us, and he lived in the same neighborhood, and
Cool.
he fit the bill, and off we went.
Do you remember where y'all played? I mean, back then, that was before my time in
Yeah.
music, so in the area.
Yeah. Our first gig was at it's not there anymore, but there was a school called York Academy.
Hmm.
Um,
I remember the name.
yeah, it's across you go past Gloucester or whatever. It was in a little town called Shackleford.
Okay.
And my brother taught there, and he was the football coach.
Okay.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten the gig. And it was their
Good to know people.
it was their home. It was their homecoming dance, And I may have fabricated our set list a little bit,
How so?
a lot,
Oh, gotcha.
and said that we play songs that we didn't play in order to get the gig.
Gotcha.
And then when we got there, we played our songs, and some of the people who were our fans from Williamsburg came up there.
Okay.
One guy was standing by the stage, banging his head into the cement. It was in their gymnasium,
Right.
and he's banging his head into the concrete or whatever, and blood going everywhere.
Oh, wow.
The principal called us cursed hooligans, but we got paid because I thought to drop a contract.
Okay.
And that's the only reason we got paid.
So how long did the band last?
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
We played there. We played a bar that we weren't old enough to get in Norfolk.
Okay.
We played at Norwich Hall. There was a show put together of local bands.
Okay. So who are some of your early singers, songwriting, musical influences and stuff like that during that time?
During that time, well, Bob Mould from Husker Du has always been sort of both a guitar hero of mine and a songwriting hero of mine. Sugar is another band who has just gotten back together.
Okay.
And touring this summer and fall.
Where are they based out of?
Minneapolis.
Okay.
They're part of the Minneapolis 80s scene that also produced like The Replacements, Soul Asylum, bands like the Jayhawks. I remember buying Husker Du Metal Circus at Bandbox.
Okay.
And putting it down. I was well familiar with punk and hardcore, but dropped the needle, and it's this fast, ferocious music, but I had never heard punk music like that with such melody.
Gotcha.
And that was just it caught my ear, unlike any other kind of fast, hard music that I'd ever heard.
Cool. And see, it says, was it college era, 1988 to 1992, concerts, exposure to new music?
Yeah, when I went to school, I went to George Mason in Fairfax, which is about 15 miles from D.C. And so went to a lot of shows in D.C. and saw a lot of different bands that I never would have seen around here.
Do you remember?
Yeah, like Einstürzen and Neubauten, the German industrial avant-garde band.
Okay.
Walked into the original 930 Club. Now the 930 Club is huge. It fits about 1,500 people, but the old club, the sign on the wall said 200, but they always oversold it. And it was back. They were actually welding on stage. Literally, the guy had the helmet on and was welding, and another guy was hitting like sheet metal for percussion. Wow. And the singer Blixa Bargeld was just howling into the microphone in German. And I was familiar with a little bit with her music, but I mean, it was just something. I wasn't going to see here in Williamsburg.
Right.
And then, friends that I was meeting in college, and they were, bringing music to me that I hadn't heard before.
Okay. Well, I assume, I think the next one here, you had a new band, was it Gunston Midas? Mm-hmm. And that looks like it was 1992 to 2009.
Yeah. When I was at school, I wrote a bunch of songs that I was happy with the music, but I didn't like the lyrics.
Okay.
And so I thought that when college was over, my friend Chris, he went to William and Mary.
Okay.
And so in 92, I went to him and said, here's this tape of these songs that I wrote, just the music. I hate the lyrics I wrote.
Okay.
Would you see if you could write any lyrics to these, if you're interested, if you like
Mhm.
them? And like, it was 5 songs. And then within like a week, he had them all written and they were great.
Oh, nice.
And so we set about to recording them. And, that was the beginning of it. It was, originally just a recording project.
Uh-huh.
We did we cut there was a recording studio in Williamsburg called Fresh Tracks. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was all before my time. So
It was on 143. It's not there anymore.
okay.
But it's we did a 5-song demo tape, like in the studio, like studio quality.
Okay.
We were 22 and thought we've got the best demo tape anybody's ever heard. Sent it to every label that I could find an address for. And,
Right.
We got a few polite no thanks.
So it looks like Guided by Voices Concert 2000 changes everything about the approach to songwriting.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody who's watching is familiar with Guided by Voices. They're a band from Dayton, Ohio. Started around 83 to 86. Sort of toiled in obscurity until got some attention nationally with an album in 92 called Propeller. Got signed to Matador, which is a bigger indie label, and then got signed to a major for 2 albums, and then went back indie. But anyway, and in the sort of indie rock world, highly influential, but went to it was New Year's Eve 2000, 2000 turning into 2001.
Okay.
At the Cat's Cradle in Carborough, Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Okay.
And that show, I knew some of their music, but not enough to know what to expect.
Right.
But they went on. They waited until it was New Year's Eve. They waited until 12 to come on, and they played for 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And drank the whole time. And every song, it was just, they pounded you it was just catchy song, 2.5 minutes. Okay, here's one that's 1:37.
Right.
Okay, here's one that's, 2:13. And every one was just as catchy as the last one.
Okay.
And so, with Guns N' Midas, we had sort of had sort of the typical rock song, sort of verse, chorus, bridge, maybe chorus, outro.
Okay.
Sort of a formula.
Right.
But when I saw them and I heard this music, and I thought, well, that song was 1:13, and it was just as good as
A
like
2-minute one or 3.
a 4-minute, formulaic song that I do like, but they
Right.
got done in 1:13 what a lot of other people take way too long to do.
Gotcha.
And so then my songs got a lot shorter, and I became more economic with what I was doing.
Okay.
And so that's why I say it changed everything about the way I approach songwriting.
Gotcha. So let's see. I assumed the North Carolina years, 2013 to 2021 is what you were kind of talking about there.
No, that was 2000, and then I didn't move down there till 2013.
Gotcha. And then
I should mention in in that I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
In that ensuing time, we did get some attention from one label. We got Digitone Records. They were out of Richmond and New York. They had two offices. They put out 2 singles from us. Sometimes It Seems and Great Lake Deep Sea. Got some radio play. They had a band that they really, really believed in, sent them out on this nationwide tour, and they went broke.
Oh no!
And so they couldn't do anything more with us, and
no.
because they just went out of business.
Now, during any of this time, was there any airplay on the radio? Because I assume radio was, still going.
Oh yeah,
throughout that time.
Both songs got radio play.
Okay. So the North Carolina years 2013 to 2021, becoming a singer-songwriter and started performing solo. So that kind of started the solo.
Yeah, I had been writing with Guns N' Midas, and but I wasn't the singer.
Gotcha.
Chris was the singer.
Okay.
And so he lived in the Outer Banks at this time, and so when I moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina, I moved for work.
Gotcha.
I to do music, immediately, I had to basically do it by myself.
Right.
And so I had to learn how to, go from being a band member, the guitar player, and, singing backups and everything, to being the only guy on the stage. And I learned it's a totally different animal.
Yeah.
It was a big learning curve, but it took me a couple of years.
Right. So that led to, I guess, is that your first album, Hotel Reverb?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that happened quickly after we got there. We moved there in 2013, and then January 1st of 2014, I got inspired, and I had nothing. I had no songs. And in 27 days, I recorded 15 songs. And I wrote, recorded, mixed all 15 songs in 27 days while working 60 hours a week.
Holy moly. Did you sleep in?
Didn't sleep. My wife was very concerned about me. And I was concerned too, but I was obsessed with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? These songs were just flowing out of me, and
we're going to hear a song from that album here in a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but then that led to Context is Everything album in 2019.
Yeah. And that's considerably later. And that one was done in the studio, Back Around Records studio. My friend Sean Adkins, who, I got to give
all the
huge shout out. He's the greatest guy in Fayetteville. He he ran the rock shop, which was the place to play.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's no longer open. And then upon closing that, he opened Fayetteville's only record store, which is Back Around Records.
Okay.
And he started putting out limited releases as a label, and 3 of those releases are mine.
Okay.
Context was the first one.
Nice.
And he produced the album in his studio. Very proud of it. I'm very his production work is just astounding. When I listen to it, I don't know how he did certain things. I'm still trying to figure out how he did certain things.
Well, that's good. Which then we're naming off the albums here in the years,
Sure.
and then we're gonna play some music from them. And then your newest album, which is called Good Music, which is you got out on CD and vinyl. And not only that, pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is see-through, everybody.
Yeah, I'm a vinyl nerd, and clear vinyl is my favorite. I especially like color vinyl. I'm a total geek for vinyl, and if something's available on color, I'm gonna get it
Right.
on whatever my favorite color variant that's available. And if clear is available, that's what I'm going to get.
Okay.
But this was my first opportunity to put out something on LP, and when that was put to me, I was like, oh yeah,
Awesome.
we're doing that.
Well, let's play a song from this album.
All right.
Good music. It's called "The Devil's Daughter."
All right.
Any story behind that, or?
Well, it was actually the original version is on Hotel Reverb, but
Okay.
it's very slow, and sort of prodding and a totally different vibe. This is upbeat,
Okay.
and there is a story, but I'm not going to say. I'm not going to tell it because we want to keep things. We want
Okay.
to keep things upbeat.
All right, here we go.
So I'm alive one more night, cursed to dream about her. It's a part of me I wish these meds could kill. It's dead of night and I know I'm bright as a dead firefly. Take my keys before I leave and turn up at her door. And she goes on without a care. The wine turns back to water. Every time you come around, I'm hosting the devil's daughter. It wasn't luck, the wind that took me to you and you to me. It's not so easy to forget our not so ancient history. She's as bright as Christmas lights, and I'm crashing my motorbike. It's her world, she's the kind of girl who drives a man insane. And she goes on without a care, and wine turns back to water. Every time you come around, I'm hosting the devil's daughter. Come with me, you'll understand. Come with me and take my hand, you'll understand. Constantly, society demands that I feel better. As it turns out, more than most, I thrive on wincing pain. The house we shared is up for sale. The check is always in the mail. And I suspect you'll be the one who welcomes me to hell. And she goes on without a care. The wine turns back to water. Every time you come around, I'm hosting the devil's daughter. Na, 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 na. Na. Na, na, na.
Very nice.
Thank you. You weren't looking over, but so you didn't see me like squirming. I'm my worst critic.
Yeah.
And so I'm like listening, and I'm like thinking, and I'm like visualizing when I was recording things, and I'm like,
Right.
did I mix that right? Should the acoustic guitar have been a little bit lower? Should the electric have been
Right.
higher when it comes back in? And am I singing right on key or not?
Right.
So,
Now, is this totally you in the mixing and everything, right? So
yeah, I did all this myself.
Okay.
There are 3 songs where I have a guest vocalist from Fayetteville
Okay.
named Elisa Gale. Thank you, Elisa Gale, for adding harmony
Okay.
on those 3 songs. And then Chris Layden does some drums, percussion here and there along the way.
Cool.
I should mention I started recording in Fayetteville, rented a little rehearsal space, and when we moved back to Williamsburg, Toanna, my hard drive crashed.
Yeah, that was going to be my next bullet point. So
so the hard drive crashed, and the only ones I had left were the 3 that Elisa sang on, and so I had to start over from scratch.
That sucks.
And,
being an IT guy, it's happened to me before. So
it was I was crying for a long time. And so I had to start from scratch, but the end result was better.
Right.
The new tracks were better.
Right.
I had been playing them live in Fayetteville at my live shows.
Right.
And so I was playing them better than I had been when I originally recorded them.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And you also, in between Fayetteville and moving back to Virginia in 2021, you mentioned something about, I guess, Doug Burton acoustic series during COVID.
During COVID, we couldn't get out and play. I did this series. A lot of people were doing, online
live
stuff.
streams and
Live
stuff.
streams, yeah. So I jumped on the train, and so I would do and it wasn't on any kind of schedule. It was just whenever I felt like it. I would do it was on Facebook.
Okay.
I just called it DB Acoustic Series.
Right.
And so I would play, play one of my songs, give the story behind it.
Oh, cool.
And I did. I ended up doing 40.
Oh wow.
Of them. Like, if we went on vacation, we were on vacation in the Outer Banks at one time, and so I did. While I was we were at the beach, I did a couple of them, sitting out on the
beach and the deck and
the deck, looking out over the beach, and that was a cool little experience.
Well, we have another one queued up. It's the Way We Never Were from Hotel Reverb.
Yeah, this one I specifically wanted to play. It's unlike anything else that I've done.
Okay.
And I'm particularly proud of the production on this one. This one is, I think it's the best song I've produced.
Okay.
You'll hear why it's different.
Okay, let's play it and then we can talk about it.
Sure.
Just wanna go back to the way we never were. Just wanna go back to the way we never were. Just wanna go back to the way we never were. Just wanna go back to the way we never were. Just wanna go back to the way we never were. Just wanna go back to the way we never were.
Love it.
Thank you.
Just,
Yeah.
I think I'm saying this right. The melody and the tone is just smooth. I mean, it
Thank
just,
you. Yeah, that's what I was going for. And what the thing that makes that one different is that I had never worked with a drum machine,
okay.
and so the drum programming for that, I really liked the sound first of all, and then the sort of the pattern that
Right.
that I did. It was, when I came up with that, I was like, wow, this is
Nice.
really good.
Very nice. And is there a story behind the song, or is it?
I tend to write songs like the main line of the way we never were.
Right.
The line, the movie The Way We Were.
Gotcha.
Right. So I like to sort of juxtapose things like that, like common phrases like the way we were, the way we never were. Like go back to the way we never were.
Gotcha.
See that's a
conflict of
that. You can't go back to the way you never were.
Right.
And so then I have another song where the line is number one's just second best.
Okay.
So I like things that are like throwing contradictions into songs that these things are impossible. And I write a lot in metaphor.
Right.
So I'll take like a real situation or something like that, and then I'll just sort of I'll tell the story as a metaphor.
Right. Well, it's funny you say that. Me being a graphic artist and everything, my motto that I live by, it's on my Facebook page and everything, is you never get a second chance for a first impression.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So you one of the points you wanted to make was the importance of having vinyl availability.
Yeah, with good music. It was night and day in terms of finding opening doors that I never had.
Okay.
Between having a record and just having a CD.
Gotcha.
Sending vinyl to like a magazine or a radio station or something like that.
Got your foot in the door.
Oh yeah. I got reviews from places that I wouldn't have gotten with a CD.
Nice.
With vinyl being almost becoming just ubiquitous now.
Well, my daughter, she's 25 now. She got into vinyl, I want to say probably 4 or 5 years ago, and she does vinyl. Most of her music that she buys now from her bands are vinyl.
Yeah, well, I mean, the vinyl's been outselling CDs for the past several years.
Okay.
It just, it gives you a certain, I hate to say that use the word credibility, but that's the word. I mean, when you even here locally, when I have it at a show or something, people are like, "Oh, you have vinyl."
Yeah.
And and I price it, I price it affordably.
Yeah.
Especially, I price it lower than they're going to find it in a record store. And it is available in record stores.
Right.
But
matter of fact, I think did you post a picture recently of your record in a record store or something?
Yeah, that was where was that? Well, that was at Background.
Okay.
And then it's also at like Plan 9 in Richmond. It's a place at Virginia Beach. There's a place in DC.
So yeah, that's very cool. Well, we have one last song that we're gonna play.
Cool.
And it's You're Not Real.
You're Not Real.
From Good Music album. Any
background
on that you want to give, or afterwards, or
no story behind this. This was just sort of I don't know, just idea I had. And a band, a friend of mine, Mike Gonzalez, Sock Boy, from Chapel Hill. His band Aftertax, been
Okay.
around for ages. They came around in Chapel Hill with bands like Superchunk, Archers of the Loaf, Polvo. He moved out to Arizona, and his band recorded a sort of, blistering rock version of this that I just love.
Cool.
So it was awesome to hear, somebody else's interpretation of my
Right.
music. But this version is,
Cool.
it's my sort of, style, my acoustic.
Got you. Well, let's take a listen.
Yeah.
If I could read your mind, what would I find? This is the road to insanity. According to you, sky is green and grass is blue. Taking your advice brings calamity. Who am I talking to? Looks like me, but it sounds like you. You've got nothing left I want to steal. And I've become convinced that you're not real. At the end of the day, I have nothing left to say. My words are hollow and untrue, and I'll admit I haven't got a clue. When you cut me down to size, then we see eye to eye, and I let you get away with it. Good intentions are long gone, so now I'm moving on, and I'm not sorry even a little bit, 'cause you're not real. You're not real. You're not real. You're not real.
Very nice.
Thank you. If I'd had a string section, they would have been doing that keyboard part.
All right. Well, what are some of your favorite current bands?
The band I'm listening to the most these days, a band from the Boston area called Hallelujah the Hills. A lot of people don't know them.
I've never heard of them.
I wish they would get more press. The thing is, they're guys, my age, mid-50s, and they're just doing music as a hobby.
Gotcha.
I mean, they've been around since the mid-2000s, and they got a ton of records. They put out a 52 song, a 54 song collection last year called Deck, and it's literally it's a deck of cards. It's each album. It's 4 albums, and so you've got diamonds, clubs,
Spades and
yeah. So each album, and then each song it has a title, and then in parentheses it's it's like King of Hearts,
Gotcha.
Queen of Hearts, and Really clever. And then
What makes up the band? How many members and what?
they've
what
got
is
6 members. They have a violin player.
Okay.
It's really eclectic music.
Okay.
And there's nobody else that sounds like them. And
Right.
I just wish, wish they
And
could
they're
get
still
more.
playing live in the Boston area?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
they do shows every now and again. Guided by Voices, they're still kicking around. They don't tour anymore. Bob Pollard, the singer, is getting to his late 60s.
Mhm.
Has bad knees, so he can't really tour anymore.
Okay.
But they're still making records. They have a new album coming out next Friday.
Well, and I totally forgot to put it in the notes, but I wanted to remember to ask about it. You just recently played with somebody.
I did.
Who was
Oh
that?
boy, yeah, Steve Wynn. Steve Wynn is another musical hero of mine. The Dream Syndicate in the
Okay.
80s. You may know the album Days of Wine and Roses. They were very influential band in the 80s. Bands like REM and jangle pop sort of bands, always list them as big influences. In fact, Steve is his current band called the Baseball Project, who plays all songs about baseball.
Okay.
Peter Buck and Mike Mills from REM are in the band.
Okay.
And saw them last year in
Right.
Richmond, and it was my first time as an REM super fan. First time meeting Peter Buck,
Nice.
and I learned to play. See, I started out on bass.
Okay.
And then
right.
I switched to guitar. And the way I learned how to play guitar was listening to REM albums. And what I would do is I'd put the first song on and, with headphones, and I have the guitar and, let
Just
it play.
all by ear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let it play and then, put it back on and play it again put it back on. And I wouldn't stop until I got
it right.
Yeah. And it like one song, his his playing is so good. One song could take a week.
Wow.
And, that's how I learned how to play guitar
Right.
So I say Peter Buck is my guitar teacher.
Right.
But anyway, so Steve plays house concerts a lot. And my friends Rob and Angie, shout out to Chilton House in Richmond. They have an excellent revolving door of artists who comes to play, and
Cool.
Steve is part of that.
Cool.
And I played with him in 23 for the first time, and then I got a chance last Thursday.
Yeah, it was recently.
Oh man, so much fun.
That's
so
cool.
much fun. Yeah,
Very cool.
so much fun.
Well, looks like you got an upcoming event.
It's down the road a bit, but yeah, September 20th, Sunday, September 20th in Richmond at the Camel.
Okay.
It's we're building still building the bill. It's going to be an eclectic bill. We've got
Well, maybe we can get you back on prior to that and just kind of build up what maybe.
Yeah.
Talk about it because I'd like
That'd
to
be
learn a
good.
little bit more about it. Yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah.
And it looks like you told me you're recording new stuff with
new Guns to Midas album in production. The last album we did was in 2009, so yeah, we're overdue, you might say. So yeah, we've got over 20 songs.
Oh wow.
That we've written over the past quick math. I'm not good at math. So long time. We've got over 20 songs to record and then pick from.
Okay. Well, I wanted to mention the fact that you and I met at Nickel Knopf's pub on Thursday nights, open mic, and it's been a pleasure to meet you, and thanks for everything
Likewise.
you're doing for me. Is there anything, people you want to shout out or whatever that we didn't cover, or topics that we didn't discuss? Or
Well, no, I'll be at Nickel Knopf's
this Thursday. I will be on the road to New York, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm going to miss this one. So, because you missed Last week's because you were playing?
And it's the last two, actually both because of Steve.
Okay.
Because the previous Thursday, he was in Norfolk.
Okay.
And so I went to see him in Norfolk.
Nice.
Didn't play with him that night, but I went to see him in Norfolk. And then last week was when I did play with him. So Aaron can blame Steve for the last two absences. But yeah, shout out to Aaron for everything he does with Nickel Knopfs.
And we forgot to mention your wife because she's
Katie
one of your biggest fans.
I couldn't do all this without.
That's what I was going to say.
And tomorrow is her birthday.
Oh, okay.
Happy early birthday, babe. Thank you for letting me come out on your birthday eve.
Oh, nice.
to do this.
Cool.
So I guess by the time this airs, her birthday will have come and gone.
I'm going to try to have it out over the weekend.
It's the
work
20th, by the way. The 20th is her birthday.
Gotcha. Okay. With that said, I'm sure it's obvious, but I want to let people know how to get in touch with you, how to hear your music, and all that good stuff.
Bandcamp is my sort of my home base.
Okay.
And it's just dburton.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
And you could get all of my my recorded music there. A good problem for an artist to have is not having any more physical units because you've sold them all.
Right.
So Hotel Reverb, there are no more physical CDs because
Gotcha.
I sold every one of them.
Nice.
But there, obviously you can download it.
Right.
And I've got Context is Everything. And I also have I didn't mention it, but I have a limited to 100 EP called Doug Burton AF.
Okay.
It's 5 songs. They're songs that you just sort of, they're not throwaway. I was about to say throwaway. Just sort of,
right.
Scraps.
Nice.
And
how do they get that through Bandcamp?
Bandcamp as well.
Okay.
And then of course good music, both LP and CD. And if you're local, to avoid shipping, just let me know before you order, and just
cool.
we can avoid the shipping, and I can just meet you locally.
Cool. Come out on Thursday nights at Nickel Knopfs Pub.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd
Cool.
be the best way. Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you, sir.
And
this is really fun.
Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening.
This is Bobby Black Hat. Thanks for listening.